Mayor Jean Stothert delivered her State of the City address in the legislative chambers. The catchphrase of her speech, "On the right track."
A possible allusion to the streetcar, which she talked about throughout the course of her address. Our Bella Caracta joins us now live from downtown with more on what she talked about. Bella.
John, Lauren, backing the streetcar was definitely on the agenda for the mayor. In fact, right outside of out of the legislative chambers, she had these on display and as handouts, pamphlets and brochures for the streetcar. In fact, less than a minute into her address, she mentioned the streetcar, but she did transition later on to two main overarching themes, that of development and public safety. While highlighting a reduction in violent crimes throughout the city and positioning Omaha as a model city for addressing gun violence, she also acknowledged a shortage of police officers, with about 100 less officers than budgeted for.
There is a public safety challenge that we must address. Recruiting for police officers is difficult right now. The number of applicants is significantly down compared to past years. To attract more qualified candidates, we will begin negotiations with the Omaha Police Officers Association to raise officers' salaries. We must offer higher competitive salaries. We are the biggest in Nebraska, and we have to remain the best.
And I'll be sure to bring you at 6:30 that development piece in her address. So stick with us here on WOWT. Reporting live in downtown, Bella Caracta, 6 News.
Bella,